Hi, it's one of the most important questions when it comes to computational drug discovery because you cannot do drug discovery without having a protein in your hands. So there are obviously many different methods to obtain a PDB structure or a protein structure for that matter. If a structure is not experimentally obtained yet through PDB in methods like X-ray or NMR. If that is the case, then you have three options. Number one is the traditional method, which is homology modeling. What you do is you just take your protein sequence, which does not have a protein structure already available, and then you try to figure out some common or homolog structures that are available. So for example, you are working on human BRCA1 gene and imagine that it does not have a structure available on PDB or some other database. So what you will do is you will take this sequence of BRCA1, you will do blast, and you will try and identify which other protein that is similar in terms of sequence to BRCA1 sequence and also has a structure available in PDB. Once you find such a sequence that has a structure available on PDB and is related or a homolog or similar to your BRCA1 or whatever protein that you are working on, then all you need to do is basically download the PDB structure for that particular protein and your own sequence is needed, and then you do homology modeling using modeler or a Swiss model for that matter. This is the traditional approach, and I would recommend you, if you don't have any prior knowledge of 3D structure prediction, and then I would highly recommend that you go through some YouTube videos or some basics regarding this methodology, because even though there are deep learning machine learning methods which always use, and I have built my own pipelines regarding that as well, but I still prefer that people choose and use homology modeling over the deep learning or machine learning methods that are coming out these days. Because I can just give a small example that if someone is about to draw your picture, they will be able to draw that picture if you are sitting next to them and not if they just saw you in a dream. So machine learning, deep learning works in that perspective compared to homology modeling, because homology modeling is trying to copy the already available structure and just plotting your own sequence on top of that. So it works better in my opinion. So obviously as when you don't have a homolog available, when you don't have a template available, then obviously deep learning machine learning method is used, which is called ab initio method as well. And there are many different methods or pipelines available, such as AlphaFold. I highly recommend AlphaFold. Even AlphaFold won the Nobel Prize, the maker of the AlphaFold won the Nobel Prize like 3 weeks ago, and I highly recommend that you use it. It's available on ColabFold. Just Google ColabFold, put your protein sequence there. It will predict the structure for you. You don't have to do anything. You don't need to know any programming languages for that matter. And then there is Omegafold, and to use Omegafold you need to have access to GPU, which I of course understand that not a lot of students have access to these days. So the best shot that you have is just go to AlphaFold database, search your protein there. It is highly likely that your structure will be available there. If it is not, then you just take the protein sequence, go to ColabFold, put your protein sequence there and click on run all option, and then you will get the protein structure at the end, and that's it. So to be able to evaluate the structure if it's good or not, then AlphaFold generates a PLDT score, and if it is beyond 0.7, then it means that structure is good. So that's it about obtaining and using the structures. Obviously without getting the structure at hand, you cannot do any computational drug discovery. So I hope I have answered your question. If you still have any questions, you can feel free to ask me, and be sure to minimize your structure before you actually do anything.